Hello again, and welcome to another tutorial in my How to Draw Gods and Goddesses of Ancient Egypt series. Before we start, of course, if you could subscribe, that would be fabulous. Thank you very much. And also, ring that little bell icon if you want to know what's coming up next. Okay, well, the god I'm going to draw today is BES, B-E-S, a very important god, dwarf god of childbirth, and believed to protect women during childbirth. He was god of other things as well, but I'll get to that in a second. Okay, now, first of all, he is represented as having a great kind of feather headdress. So if we draw a line, a curving line like that, okay, and then from the middle you draw a large kind of hoop shape which represents the feather. You imagine a line coming down there and all these lines going off it to suggest the feather, okay, and there's another one beside it there coming down, and another one there. So you get 5 altogether, one there and one there, and each one will have a central line with the lines going off on either side, but I'll just use that as a sketch at the moment. Okay, line like that, another one there. Now it's actually sitting on a kind of pedestal, so you get a curving line there and a double line coming in there like that, you see, and it curves in towards the top of his head. Now, as I said, he's a dwarf god. Now, dwarves were actually regarded as magical in ancient Egypt, with special powers, and they were usually, or very often anyway, they were given high status. And this BES was also a warrior god. Now, you can see him in the way that he kind of frowns. He's got this, in the middle here you get a line, and his eyebrows kind of arch up like that, on the other side, like two great curves like that. Okay, and that actually comes down more to there because he's wearing a kind of cap. That's a cap shape, so that will come down more and curve in beside his ear, which comes in there, and on the other side as well there. So this cap shape comes down like that. Now, as I said, he was a warrior god, but also he was very humorous. So in actual fact, as well as scaring Egypt's enemies, he was known for cheering up the troops before battle. So the Egyptian soldiers liked BES a lot. So you get the eyes coming in like that, and the pupil in the centre. And then, you know, a typical Egyptian eye, where you get the curve and the bit kind of sticking out the side there. I'll just sketch that in briefly. And a kind of short, squat nose that curves out quite fat, like that, and broad at the tip, curving in underneath the nostril end. The centre of the nose is a curve like that. See that? And the mouth comes in about here. Now, the top of the mouth is actually delineated by his beard. So you get that kind of bow shape, and the middle line comes in there, but also just to show he's a kind of humorous or cheeky look about him, he's got his tongue sticking out. So here's his tongue like that, and the bottom half of his mouth comes in there. Now this part here actually is his beard, and what you do is you draw a curve coming around, right around his cheeks, if you like, coming in like that, going up, another one coming there, a double line like that, and the beard comes down from the moustache. Imagine the moustache drooping down the other side of his face here, so that comes down like that, and what you do is you bring your line down it then and curl it like that. Then you start your next one coming down like that, and that is a curl on its own, and it goes up at an angle like that. So each one comes down, and then there's a wee kind of scroll shape like that, all the way up in that angle like that, and the ear comes in there. This other ear comes in a wee bit broader than that, probably like that, and the same thing with this side here. Come down to, imagine the curve going up there, so the moustache comes down like that, with the scroll, and the next one comes down in like that, and goes up in the curve like that. Okay, and his chin finishes just below there. Now around his neck he has a kind of leopard skin, but again the shoulders come out not very far on either side of the beard there, and again they're quite squat looking, but very muscular, powerful, broad arms coming out on either side like that. And as I said, he has that kind of leopard skin around his neck, so from the beard about here and here you get these two lines coming in, and you'll get the leopard's head there with the ears on either side, and the two stripes on the leopard's head coming in like that just above the eyes. The eyes are, there's the eyebrows, and you get the eyes sloping up slightly like that. Okay, and then the center part, his muzzle comes down there like that to show his nose, kind of triangular shape there, and the rest of his face coming in like that. But you've also got from the corner of his eyes, you have these two curving lines coming down like that. Okay, and also you have lines where the whiskers would be, like that. On the skin, of course, you have the leopard spots, and on either side here, you have the paws of the leopard. You've got one dark stripe and another broader one there, and you get the claws, the paws, like that, with the nails, talons sticking out there. Another one coming in, they're doing exactly the same thing. I'll just put it in briefly, and I'll do it in a bit, or definitely in a minute. Okay, right, his arms come back in the way. They are on his hips, if you like. He's standing with his hands on his hips. So these short, powerful arms come in, and like that, and you can see his hands very simply done with the nails showing, some short, squat fingers, like that with the nails, and he's a wristband like that. Also a wristband on this arm here, and just on the other side of the leopard skin, you get his chest muscles coming in here and going out, sloping out towards his hips. A couple of lines under there, so his ribs. This other hand comes in here. Again, very basic, simple shapes of the hands with the nails on them, like that. And just opposite here, you have the tire for his loincloth there. And you get the ends hanging down there. Come underneath there. And his legs kind of short and fat, like that, or short and powerful rather, coming down, like that. Quite bulgy there, and then another smaller bulge down to his feet, and his feet kind of splay out towards you like that. And what you'll see is, first of all, is the big toe there, and then the four smaller toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the nails showing on those as well, like that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I had too many there. Right, okay, excuse me. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to outline my sketch shapes with a pen, bring it all out, and then I'm going to colour it. Okay, I have a black pen, this is the 0.8, and I'll carefully go around all of my pencil lines. As I say, once you're doing the eye, just, be careful, you bring it up nice and bold, like that, fairly open. Then you have a double line because the actual line around the eyes are going to be black. As in, like that, bit at the end. So you get that eye like that, okay. And as I said, the eyebrows come up in a great arch above the eye rather, curving in towards the side there. like that, and the top of the head will come in there, and so on. And I'm just going to carefully go over my pencil lines. By the way, there's the details along here. There is a line of circles which come under that line. I'll draw that line in first of all. And there's a line of circles here. You carefully draw them in. They go right across there, and there are lines which come from the circles down and are curved towards his head, a double line like that. And I'll continue that along there. And also, I'll go around here and go around the feathers and outline the rest of the body as well. So let's see what it looks like when I've done that. Okay. Okay, as you can see, I'm just finishing inking it in. Some stripes on his waistband here. Coming into the center, and little ties hanging down there. Okay, so that's made it nice and bold now. And what I'm going to do next is I'm not going to go straight into the colouring, because if you're using pens like I am, if you leave some of the pencil lines, you tend to find that the ink drags the pencil into the area you're trying to colour, and it makes it slightly dirty. So take a bit of rubber and just go over your drawing and take out all the rough pencil lines like that. Make it nice and clean. Okay, I'm going to start colouring now, and I'm using these brush tip pens, and the feathers are actually coloured in a kind of yellowy orange colour. So I would just go down the side of the lines like that and just fill in the area very quickly down to that line there. Okay, just do them all like that. Right, okay, I'm going to move on now to the pedestal that they're sitting on, the kind of headdress part, and that's in blue. And the top part here, using the finer point, is coloured like that. Leave a wee space, and then the next one comes in there like that. And this area is blue as well, and these shapes here are white, so just carefully go around them. If you find that you actually go over your lines, it's quite easy just to bring them back again with a wee touch of white paint. Okay, so I'm going to go around these very carefully and finish this off. I've finished off the headdress shape, and this blue is also used in the wristbands. The central area of the wristband here is blue, so just draw around your shape, fill it in like that, quite simply. Once I've done that, I shall then move on to the body colour, which is a kind of reddish brown. It goes in there like that. Okay, right, let's pick our body colour here, which is this one here, right? And this actually covers all of the ears, around the eyes. The beard is white, by the way, and right down here, right around there, entire body, in fact. Okay, so we'll start with the ears. Just carefully go around like that. And I'll fill in the rest, and let's see what it looks like when I've done it. Right, I'm just finishing off the body colour now of BES, just going down the side of the leg, down to the toes, which I worked on earlier. Just pushing down the side of the line here. And filling in the rest. Okay, so that's the body colour done. And now we are going to move on to the leopard. Okay, that's got a yellow background and black spots. And I'll continue with the black after that and put in the eyes and so on. Okay, that's the yellow of the leopard done, and now I'll put in the black spots with the finer black tip here, like that. And also notice I left the top of the head here white, and also the bottom part. Just fill in these shapes with your fine pen. Continue with that in a minute. And also remember, round the eyes, and they're black too, so you can draw in that line there and underneath the bottom, like that, and then colour the pupil in. That really stands out. Okay, I'm going to continue with the black, and let's see what it looks like when I've done it. Okay, I've finished using the black. Now, as you can see, I've actually outlined the figure with a slightly heavier line and bring it all out. Just got to finish off colouring now. One of the final colours is to colour in the tongue, nice and red, like that. Okay. And as I said, BES is actually a god of many things. That's childbirth, as I said, fertility, sexuality, humour, and war, of course, as I mentioned earlier. Right, now, the last thing is the belt that he's got around his waist. Basically, it's a kind of light green colour. So fill in like that. And it has kind of dark green stripes on it. So take the dark green colour here, and just to finish off as usual, I will draw BES's name in hieroglyphics, and the three simple shapes. First one is like a foot shape with the bottom of the leg coming in like that, down to the heel, the instep, top of the foot and the toe. The second is a kind of crook shape, a hook if you like, coming in like that. And the final one is a bit like a hammer, like with a hatchet, you know, it's got that kind of curve going up, and some kind of tool anyway, like that, and then the handle shape comes down in a teardrop shape. So that's BES's name in hieroglyphics. And I hope you can join me again very soon for another tutorial. But in the meantime, of course, all the best and happy drawing!